Willkommen zurück zum zweiten Teil im Februar zum Weltradar. Es geht immer noch um die Impfstoffverteilung. Für uns ist es irgendwann klar, dass wir auf jeden Fall einen Impfstoff bekommen können, wenn wir wollen. Vielleicht nicht jetzt, aber auf jeden Fall irgendwann in der Zukunft. Und wie sieht es eigentlich auf den anderen Kontinenten aus? Deswegen schauen wir heute mal nach Asien und Number One General Secretary im YMCA Asien erzählt uns ein bisschen was dazu.
Warm greetings to you, the youth groups of German YMCA. My name is Nam Bu-won, General Secretary of Asia and Pacific Alliance of YMCAs, based in Hong Kong. I'm South Korean, now living in Hong Kong. Thank you for your kind invitation to this meaningful project called Weltradar. I was informed to speak on the issues related to the COVID vaccination. As you may know, the unequal access to vaccination is currently a critical issue, not only in Asia, but also worldwide. In this regard, I'd like to introduce you a movement called Vaccine for All, Vaccine for Peace, initiated by YMCA of Korea, where I came from. The best way to overcome COVID-19 pandemic is to make the vaccination accessible to everybody so that more than 70% of the whole population has immunity across the globe in the near future. Because of the infectious nature of the COVID-19, the creation of collective immunity in one country cannot end the pandemic. That is why the key word is an equal distribution of the vaccine. However, it is difficult to achieve this goal within the existing market economy and nation-state system with the following reasons. First, vaccines are currently traded in the global market. It may be natural and even logical that a rich country can buy more vaccines, following the rules of market economy. However, within the market logic, it is difficult to distribute vaccines equally, and the current phenomenon of the rich country buying vaccines in large quantity is a clear evidence. Thus, it is not logically correct to say that we can overcome the pandemic if the vaccine is distributed fairly according to the market logic. Secondly, within the nation-state system, most political leaders have no choice but to prioritize domestic demands. Though bringing more vaccines to one's own country helps strengthen political support internally, equal distribution of vaccines globally is almost impossible as long as government is the main agent for the vaccine deals. Even if fatality rate increases in other countries, it will be a priority for each government to provide its own people to get vaccinated. The EU has recently taken steps to limit the export of vaccines produced in Europe to more than 90 countries, including COVAX. In fact, the EU consistently argued that vaccines should become a global public good, but when vaccine supply has become its own problem, it went against its own claim. Thirdly, patent rights related to vaccine development have blocked ways of vaccine development technology to be transferred wider and faster. Recently, South African and Indian governments proposed to the WTO to defer some provisions of TRIPS agreement only for COVID-19 vaccine technology for some period. Even in this case, patent rights are not unfair in the market economy. It is a legitimate intellectual property right. However, it has been a big obstacle to stopping the pandemic as such. Considering these reasons, equal distribution of vaccines is only possible when there emerges new thinking beyond the market economy and nation-state system. It is not to deny the entire market economy and the nation-state system, but in order to overcome the pandemic, a bold and creative attempt beyond the existing order is definitely needed. This attempt will inform a kind of planetary movement with a strong sense of global solidarity, along with collective willingness of numerous global citizens to yield vaccination to the people in poorer countries. And by constantly demanding these claims on governments and international organizations, we need to bring pressures on governments to break away from their policies based on vaccine nationalism and help international organizations to achieve global solidarity towards vaccine for all. We believe that only through such a bold attempt we can distribute vaccines more equally and build global justice and peace as a result. Many people may think that one day the whole world will be vaccinated even if vaccination is completed from the high-income countries. It may be correct, but this will cause people in poorer countries to suffer more and more people will die. And as a result, the inequality between countries and the gap between the rich and poor will worsen. If that is the result we may expect when the existing system continues, YMCA should be more proactive in bringing genuine peace as fullness of life for all. There are two main goals for this campaign. The urgent need is to ensure that distribution is as equal as possible within the existing vaccine production system. And in the long term, it is to help low-income countries to be equipped with vaccine production system and related technologies so that they are able to cope with infectious disease effectively in the future. Having said that, I'd like to suggest all of you to watch the video titled Vaccine for Peace, a campaign by Korea YMCA, and discuss among yourselves how you could collectively contribute to this vaccine for all, vaccine for peace. Thank you very much.
Vielen Dank für den Einblick. Und wir sehen uns dann zum nächsten Weltradar im März wieder. Bis dann. Tschüss.